Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let me just, can you mind if I go through my list here? So well and septic we talked about. Yeah, the bank loan, I think you and several others I called all suggested the same guy, Chris Bergman at First National Bank.
Yeah, stay with the regional bank. It's their paperwork is so much easier. They don't have to send it off to a big corporate bank,
Okay.
a big warehouse bank that's gonna, require so much.
So Kyle, this is our, this is kind of our situation. We own a home in Hutto.
Gotcha.
But the loan's through my dad. It's not. Hold on, just my brother and dad are out here too. Hey, yeah, I got Kyle, one of the builders out here. Did y'all want to swing by?
Well, head your way.
All right. So anyways, we have a loan through him. It's not through a bank. We were not wanting to sell. We were wanting to rent that out and pay for all of our expenses.
Sure.
And then get a loan out here. And we were hoping to do a loan between $200,000 and $300,000.
It's probably doable. Yeah.
That includes the well and septic.
Yeah. I'll break it all out.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's doable. It's going to depend on what you want to do with flooring, what you want to do with
and that's
inside and that kind of stuff.
That's
because
what we were talking about. Like the flooring, we don't want any flooring. We just want stained concrete.
Concrete, yeah.
Is that cheaper?
It is.
Yeah, that's what we want.
The thing is, I can show you. I have it in the back of my truck right now, and my big thing is this. I don't have to do this. I do it for people just because I like dealing with people. I've got some stain in the back of my truck right now that you can do yourself.
Yeah.
It's a plastic pump-up sprayer. You pour it in there. You go, you wet it. You can do any design you want. You can push it with a broom. You can do it with a blower. You can just freckle it, whatever.
Do you have to prep the concrete?
It's a stain and the acid combined, and then water it down to neutralize it, and you're done.
Wow.
Now, once you get further along, we'll want to cover it at some point.
Yeah.
To where you don't get paint, you don't get mud work.
Yeah,
on it.
yeah.
You don't want to set anything metal on it. If you set a metal, we don't make many metal paint cans anymore.
Yeah.
If you was to set a metal item of metal on there,
it'll leave
it.
Yeah.
It's just because the acid in that and the acid in the concretes and whatnot. But it's super easy to do. And then even finishing it at the end is not very difficult. Now we do have a guy locally that can come in and polish it up.
Yeah.
And really slick it up and make it look, but it's simple to do. You can do it, a house of that size, you can do for about a couple $100 yourself.
Yeah. Those are the kind of things we're thinking about. We want to keep the cost as low. And so, we want a barn, but we don't have to AC it if that cuts the price down.
You're going to want AC.
Okay.
I'm telling you will.
Okay.
Now, even if you just go with some mini splits or something like that,
you'll want AC.
You're going to want AC.
Because it might affect the rest of the house. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's parts of it, and we'll go over all that once we kind of break it down.
Okay.
Moving air and stuff like that. That's kind of.
Does it really add that much cost if you? Okay.
And see, we're not like champagne people.
Our
countertops are on butcher's block.
Right. There you go.
Like we don't want granite because there's so many things that can go wrong with
granite.
Or stone. So we're thinking butcher's block with just having at least the kitchen, the master bed, the master bath completely 100%.
Shower.
And then when we were looking at the spare bedrooms, those are just offices. Like we can finish them.
Yeah, we don't have any kids. My kid's grown, and so we don't need that. We can go in anytime and finish the rest of the stuff out. And that, those are the things that we're hoping will cut the cost down.
No, that will tremendously.
But yeah, just the main living areas we would want finished, or as finished as much. Sure. The other thing is propane. We could do all electric, but do you recommend can we get propane lines run through the house?
Yeah, the plumber will run the propane lines.
Okay.
You can get with any of these local propane companies. You can rent a tank, set it here, they'll keep it full.
Yeah.
So when they're in the area, they'll top it off. And
is it better to do it that way?
Best way to do it. I would recommend at least one propane heater If you like cooking with propane,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and the thing
We have
is,
I want a generator out here too.
The thing is, like during the big freeze that we had a while back, I had no problems.
Yeah.
I've got, and I don't even I think Woodward makes it, but it's a fireplace about this thick, maybe 8 inches, and I think it maybe 5 foot. It's in my living room. It's a push button.
Yeah.
And fire that sucker up, no problem.
Oh, you're talking about like a heater, like a fireplace type.
But it's mounted in the wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you mount it in the wall.
I got you.
It's
It just doesn't require wood. You push
Correct.
the button
Yeah.
And the flame.
And it's probably cheaper to do that than to
It
run
is.
your central heat.
It
Yeah.
is. This year, me and my wife, of course, our kids are grown too. We haven't turned the heater on once
Yeah.
this year. We just turn those on when it gets up to temperature, shut it off.
Okay.
Or they have them by remote too.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, you want to go back over there and we can, unless there's other things you want to look at. I mean,
You got I would tell you this. I can tell you already, and
it's
I can't
slanting
go without grade. But yeah,
so you probably put your septic out here. Yeah.
It's gonna. Everything will kind of flow this direction.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a huge grade, but everything does flow that way.
Okay. Yeah, that's so the Hamilton, the guy that ran the pole.
Yep.
He's
Heat in the cold. Wood contracts and everything's slower than metal does.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have to put expansion joints. If you was to mount those windows to the metal, you'd have to put expansion joints like you've seen in hotels, bigger outfits. You know what I'm saying? You'll see an expansion joint above a door where the sheetrock kind of goes and it kind of goes into a V.
Yeah.
That's an expansion joint, and basically what that's doing is allowing that sheetrock to shift a little bit versus crack because that metal is expanding and contracting so quickly.
So in the exterior, you do on the metal exterior, the metal frame, what kind of exterior? Whatever you want? Or?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
whatever's the cheapest.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, metal is high, there's no doubt, and it fluctuates about every 3 to 5 days. It's changing its price. But if you go with a galvalume roof, you know, just a silver type roof,
Yeah.
and go with, you know, if you stay with a core or a base colored trim and panel, you're going to be better off. I mean, if you went with something like a copper or something, that's a high dollar.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you can run, I mean, you can run some, there's so many options with the metal building.
What is the galvalume guarantee or warranty on whether they give you?
Well, it goes back to your insurance company because once it's up, you know, I mean,
It's yours. Huh?
yeah, it's yours. Yeah, but I mean, I haven't seen a hailstorm that's, and I was telling him before y'all come up, I own the store in Event, the Elk Stock. I built it, I don't know, 11 years ago, 2009. Yeah, 2009. And we've had 3 hailstorms, 4 hailstorms, you know, that were pretty significant. There's no damage to it, you know. But
What do you think a paint job every 10 years, 15 years?
I haven't touched mine. I haven't touched
No
it.
rust.
The only place that I have any rust on mine at all is where some drunk run into the side of my building and hit the bathroom, hit the ladies' room. And we redid some panels there, and there was a slight leak inside that we didn't catch when we put it all back together. And I got a little bit of rust there at the bottom, about 12 inches up. We ended up ripping it off, replacing it, fixed it, but that was it. You're not gonna, the way they bake that stuff on today, it's not like the old where you saw it fade, or if you rubbed on it, you know, you
Powder.
could, powder come off. It's not like that anymore. So yeah, it's there. I mean, it's like the finish of the floor, so it's baked on good. So yeah, ain't no problem.
Okay. Man,
How quickly are y'all wanting to?
so that, you know, we gotta, so the biggest thing is the bank loan, and we do, so, you know, like I said, we prefer to rent We could sell. We would not like to sell because we don't want to be homeless
I hear you.
while we're selling, and that's her.
You got a perfect tent right
Yeah.
there. I'm playing.
But you know,
She's over here going, this guy bitch, shut up.
you know, do they do partial loans? I mean, how do they do the loan to provide you the money you need to get what you need done, or do they go through me and then I go through
Yeah,
you?
they go through you and then you go through me. I don't touch your money.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
want to touch your money.
Yeah.
Basically, what I would do, they'll require some draws, but you would get your note.
Yeah.
We'll just use a round number of 100,000. You would get your note of 100,000, and they can set it up, and that's between you and the bank. Whether you start paying interest payments from the time you start borrowing money, or you pay it at the end.
I got you.
That's up to y'all, and that's between y'all two. So,
You don't actually start paying the principal until the building.
Correct.
is actually built.
right.
So you would just pay
Yeah.
the interest
Right.
on the loan.
Sure.
Okay.
That is correct.
And like when he needs more money, we
Yes.
go, hey bank,
Yeah.
give us more money.
Yeah, you just make a little draw
Because You
sheet.
don't take out the full amount.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
It's a big
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, so like your well, dirt work,
Yeah.
clearing it up, and getting maybe the rough in plumbing money and enough to do the slab.
Yeah.
Make a draw. Whatever dollar amount that is, get that, put it in a checking account. I'm going to come to you and say, this is what it costs, write a check for it, and it goes to those individual guys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take a draw until we have it, a slab, and then I'll take a draw when we get it dried in, and I'll take a final.
Okay.
When
I
you-
don't, not in a big hurry. So.
Right. Because that's how most new construction
Yeah.
loans work.
Yep.
When you build it, do you build the outside first and then go build the interior?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Okay,
What I prefer, you going over there, no big deal. I prefer posting it, so the main structure up, getting the roof on,
Yeah.
then coming in and framing it out, with wood, sectioning off your rooms, your bathrooms and everything, doing your exterior and mounting your windows at that point, then come back and sheet the outside.
Okay.
And I was telling them the reason why is because wood does not contract
As much as the metal.
as metal does.
Yeah.
So you want to attach those windows to that, plus you can seal it up. Now, do you have your plans?
Yeah. So there was. We want to give you the one that has a pantry in the kitchen, and I think it's
That's
this one. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one.
You don't have many windows. You didn't have any on this one. I'm getting you confused with somebody else. How many windows do you think you're going to want on here?
I mean, I don't think we need that many.
Okay. There. Okay. So your main big rooms, basically.
Main
Okay.
bedroom.
Okay.
Do we?
Are you going to
what-
want any kind of an overhang? And
Like a
this is the
porch?
reason- yeah.
On the front, we
Okay.
would, because we're going to use it as a front yard /
I
backyard,
gotcha.
we would want like a covered porch.
Okay. So 8 foot, 6 foot
Yeah.
overhang, somewhere
six,
in that range.
6.
Well, we only have like a 3-foot overhang off of our back patio.
Yeah, but it ain't that big. Yeah, so 6 foot probably be plenty.
6 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 6 foot is about average.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them today are going with 8 foot, but 6 foot's plenty. It really
Okay.
is. And I'm asking those questions because it's always best then to
Lay it
Pour-
with the slab.
Pour the
go
whole.
ahead and do it with
Yeah.
that.
Do a step down to for the,
And that's another one. I do a step down anywhere this metal goes. So we'll do the old football stuff here. We're gonna draw it in the dirt. But okay. Like this is gonna be the top of your slab. All right.
Uh huh.
There'll be a step down here. There'll be a plate that sits here that your metal will attach to, but your metal will actually go all the way down to here, and then this goes into the dirt. So the dirt line's actually here, but you can't get any bugs. You can't get any run up of water
Nice.
or
if they want
anything
any
like that.
brick, you just do additional.
Correct. Now, if you did want brick, we would have to put a little bit larger brick pocket out front. But it's real easy if you're going to do just brick on the front because you don't really need a brick pocket. It can actually just sit on that porch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you wanted to dress up the front with a wainscot or something like that, it's easy to do.
When you pour a slab out here, what kind of footings and all do you use?
we'll do a few little tests. This part of the country, let me show you this real quick. Because you've already seen it by clearing stuff.
Yeah.
It's rock.
Yes.
A lot of it.
And it's a lot of shifting. You're gonna have hairline cracks. That's just part of the slab system in this part of the country. There's nothing you can do about it. Now,
concrete engineer looked at the slab for me once and had a bunch of cracks. He said they didn't charge you extra for that.
right, yeah. You know, your hairlines are not a big deal when it starts opening. But this is what I was talking about a while ago when I was talking about the septic system.
Yeah.
Okay. This may be surface.
Yeah.
That's obviously surface because I can see where it hits. But that may go down to 20-foot rock.
Yeah.
So we're going to push all that and then build on top of it. But you're going to have hairline cracks.
Yeah.
It's just how it is in Coryell, Lampasas, Central Texas. What I prefer doing is building this pad up, going down 18 to 24 inches with beams. And it'd be kind of like this. So your beams would go across like this, and then they would go across like this. So in other words, your slab's going to be 4 inches thick, but you're going to have about an 18 to 24 inch footing. It's not like it's going to go anywhere.
12-inch wide.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just, I warn everybody, you're going to have hairline cracks.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can get away.
Who's the metal fabricator? Who do you buy buildings from?
I use either Witts in Gatesville or Early Steel.
Are they fabricators, just retailers?
They're retailers.
Okay.
The only fabricator in this area, but they're big, is CNF Steel. They're out of, but they do, you know, they're a big little company, I guess you could say. But they can get that engineered. They can get that building pre-engineered if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But a weld up is going to be cheaper. You know, if you want a bolt up, you know, that's going to be a pre-engineered building, but a weld up is going to be cheaper.
What differences are there between welding and bolting?
The bolting is going to take a little bit longer to put up, but it's going to have it's going to have an engineer's stamp on it saying it'll hold this and hold that. But these boys, I mean,
welding won't get that.
Welding does get it.
You can get that strength, but you're not going to get an engineered stamp on it. You know what I'm saying?
What effect is that going to have on insurance?
Nothing.
Really?
It will not. Nothing. And what I'm meaning by this is these boys do this for a living.
Yeah.
This is how they make their money. They're not going to throw up. They're not going to weld up a piece of junk. This boy over here, Sherrod, he's young, 33, somewhere in that range. But he puts up the squarest building I've ever seen as far as metal.
Yeah.
Has he got some other work around here Andrew can look at?
He's working on one right up here,
Okay.
right up the hill.
Okay.
But yeah, Sherrod, he did my building for me. He's done a bunch of buildings for me. He didn't do my old shop. He did my new shop. But he's done a bunch of them up here. I don't know that addition. There's like an addition up around the corner out in the country. I don't even know what it's called. But you're still in Coryell County here.
Yeah.
That's in Lampasas County.
Yeah, we're right on the
Yeah,
line.
you are on the line.
Yeah.
I'm actually a county commissioner. This is my precinct. Those boys out there working, I knew they were out there working. I just didn't know they were right there in front of your place.
Oh, okay.